if you've watched a lot of my second channel videos, then you'll see that I'm doing some time attacks. It involves doing letters on the Rubik's Cube. For example, if I want to do the classic phrase, you are dumb, then you can do you are, and then DUMB. So that's basically what I'm doing, but with different words. So today I'm going to explain how every letter can be turned into something on the Rubik's Cube. Alright, we're going to start off with the letter A. So for A, this is pretty obvious. You can just do A perm. So I prefer to do mine lefty, but it doesn't really matter. So either A perm is fine. Yeah. For B, pretty obvious. Just do a B move, like this or this. For C, then it's a little bit hard, but if you kind of look at it, you can kind of see what I'm about to do. It's a C-shaped OLL, and basically the algorithm to solve this case is just R prime U prime sledge UR. And if you want, you could do this C-shaped OLL, although it's a little bit slower than the other one, but still very fast. For D, it's pretty obvious, you can just do a D move. For E, it's also pretty obvious, you can do an E perm, or you can also do an E move, which is the equator. For F, you can do F perm, or you could do an F move. For G, you can do any G perm you'd like, whether it's the GA perm, GB perm, GC perm, or GD perm. For H, it's pretty obvious, just do H perm. Now for the letter I, it's not as obvious, but I found a solution. So you can do any OLL that basically looks like a line, so I'll just run through them very quickly. This one is OLL 55, or the Colin Burns OLL. This one is OLL 56. This one, I'm not sure what number it is, but it's a very easy algorithm. Just do F, double inverse sexy, F prime. And this one is OLL 52. You have a bar and these two face out. Now for J, it's pretty obvious. You can do J perm, any J perm actually. You can do JB or JA. And for JA, you can do something kind of cool with it, which I'll show you later. Alright, here's the first real tough one. The next letter is K. Now, there is basically nothing on the 3x3 that is like K perm, K move, whatever. So what we actually have to do is we move to 4x4, because on 4x4 you can get PLL parity, which means more letters get assigned PLL. So this one right here is actually K perm, and basically how you solve it is you do the PLL parity algorithm, and then you have this A perm. There are also two variations of the algorithm, but you can figure that out yourself. Back to 3x3, so for L, it's pretty obvious, just do an L move. Or if you wanted to be, a little bit more fancy, you could do this L OLL. Or you could do JA perm, which some people do call L perm, but I don't know, if you call it L perm, you can do that. For M, you can just do an M move. For N, you can do an N perm, either one of them. Now for O, this is another tricky one, but we have to go to 4x4 again. So there's actually this PLL in 4x4 called an O perm, and it's kind of like a U perm, except the cycle goes through all four edges, so they all either go anti-clockwise or clockwise. And to solve any O perm, you can do these two algorithms in any order. So PLL parity, and then Z perm. For P, you can do the P-shaped OLL, which basically goes like this, F inverse sexy, F prime. And I think there is a P perm on 4x4, but I'm not going to go into that. Now I'm going to skip Q just for a bit, and you'll see why later. But for R, you can just do R, it's pretty self-explanatory. Or you could do R perm if you want to be a little bit more fancy. For S, it's pretty simple, just an S move. For T, it's also very simple, just do T perm. For U, you can just do a U move, or if you want, you can do U perm. For V, It's pretty obvious. Just do vperm, do whatever algorithm you like. For W, there is a W perm on 4x4, but I think this might be a little bit easier. So it's this OLO, and it kind of looks like a W shape, and how you solve it is RU, R prime U, RU prime, R prime, U prime, and then sludge. Alright, now for X, you can basically do an X rotation, so that'll be like this. Or you could do something else, which I'll explain later. And for Y, you can do a Y rotation. Or if you want, you could do a Y perm. And obviously for Z, you can do Z perm. Or you can do Z rotation. Now you may have realized I skipped Q and X. And that's because they do have this 4x4 case. So basically, Q and X perm on 4x4, they look really similar, that it doesn't really matter which one is which, but to solve Q or X, what you do is you get 4x4 and you do you do E perm, and then you have a PLL parity algorithm. Alright, so I'm going to do one example, so we'll start with the word cube. So for C, we're going to do C-shaped overlow. For U, just a U move. For B, B move. And for E, E move. Next, we're going to try the word house. So for this, it's got an O. So that means we can't use 3x3. Actually, now that I think about it, if you do want to do stuff that requires like PLL parity, like 4x4 stuff, but you only have a 3x3, you could do M2U to M2, as that effectively does parity, but it also swaps two edges on the bottom. So if you do that, but I do have a 4x4, so I'm gonna use that. So for house, we do H perm, we do O perm, so it's Z perm PLL parity, and then USE. Alright, and last of all, we'll do a longer word. It's not word, but let's do Megaminx. So for this, we're just going to do an M, E, G, A, M, I, so that's basically one of the IOLOs, N, and then X. So those were the basics, but there are a few ways to make some of these words even more efficient. Alright, let's try the word nail. So we first have to start off with an N, but the next letter is an A. And if you think about it, there is an NA perm, which is this, or this for some people. So what you could do is just do NA. So you do two letters with one algorithm, then you do I, and then L. So if you wanted to do the word jam, you could do JA, and then M. Here's the next one. So what you could do is you could do a wide move. And basically how you write that is, like, this is a wide D, this is DW. If you wanted to do the name Dwayne, then what you could do is DW or D wide, and that basically does two the letters. Then you could do A, Y, N, and then E. And the last way you can extend this, and it kind of only works if you're spelling my channel name, which is kind of funny, but you can use square one PBL algs. Here's what I mean. So on square one, there's this PBL algorithm, or permute both layers, which is JJ. And it goes like this, and it does a J perm on the top and a J perm on the bottom. Hence the name. So if you wanted to do my channel name, so we could do JJ first, and then C U B E R. So basically, you have to get creative, but there is a way to do every single letter on a 3x3. Let me know what other things you came up with in the comments below. If you found this interesting, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully I didn't corner twist.